Hi, I'm Sonya White Jaguar. Welcome to this edition of White Jaguar Wednesdays, my semi-monthly series where I discuss spiritual subjects inspired by your questions. Today, I'm going to be talking about crystals. Everyone loves crystals. I received this question from someone who I've corresponded with online for a while now. She's a new writer, just like me, and she's been very instrumental helping me understand the ins and outs of Wattpad, where I have a few free books published. She does as well. And she's also helped me understand Instagram and just kind of helped me get comfortable being online. And so I wanted to give her a public shout out and thank her for this question. Her online handle is BEWA84, and I'm going to drop links below to her pages. So she just published her first romance novel on Amazon recently. It's in German, and she has other free romances on Wattpad in German and English. And I definitely encourage you to go check out her work. She also has some fan art on Instagram. So please, support her, check out her work. And if you also have questions in the future that you would like me to answer in a future video, feel free. If you have, videos, books, artwork, anything like that online, let me know, and I'm happy to promote you as well. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's talk about crystals. I have lots to share, and so over the next few videos, I'll be talking about how I work with crystals and give you little demonstrations of what I do, some tips and tricks that you can try to take your work with crystals to a new level. Okay, so let's start off, first of all, by talking about what you can do with crystals, right? Sometimes what happens, we go to the store and you'll see a display, just like what I have here on the table, and we can fall victim to what I call shiny object syndrome, right? We see all these crystals and we say, oh, they're so pretty, and maybe we're drawn to a few of them, we buy them, we take them home, and then we don't really know what to do with them, right? We just set them on a shelf and we just look at them, and then at that point, they're just a pretty paperweight. And crystals are wonderful tools. We can tap into the energy of them and use them for a variety of things. We can use them for healing, we can use them for manifesting goals, we can use them for spiritual protection. So these are some of the things that I'd like to talk about in this series. So that way you don't have to let your crystals just sit on a shelf and be a paperweight. You can actually take full advantage of their healing and manifesting power. Okay. So another thing I'd like to share, really I'd say first and foremost, that you need to know about crystals, if you get nothing else from it, the two keys really that help you to work with crystals are intuition and intention. If you can remember that, then you can pretty much do just about anything with crystals. They will work with your intention. And what you want to do with crystals is develop a relationship with them and let them talk to you. So if you work with crystals on a regular basis, that will actually help you to improve your intuition and even help you activate your clairvoyance and clairaudience. I've answered that question in previous videos as well. What can I do, to increase my clairvoyance and clairaudience? And if you're new to my channel, be sure to go back and check out some of my earlier videos, because I did provide some visualization techniques and some meditations for that. But you can use crystals as well. They'll also help you with that. Okay. What I'm going to do is share with you how I use crystals and just share with you my simple little kind of like key that unlocks the door as to how to use them, so that after watching this video, if you've never used crystals, you'll be able to start using them today. So, all right, so how do they work? Exactly what is this all about? So what I'd like to do is share with you something that I channeled from Alan Rickman. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that he is a very significant spirit guide in my world. He's very active and he loves crystals. He loves doing healing work. He loves Reiki. And so he wanted to share a message about his perspective on crystals. So I'd like to share that with you first by way of introduction here. So he said, I'd like you to see crystals as an extension of the earth, your connection to the earth. That connection mirrors your connection to the divine. See crystals as a manifestation tool you can use to tap into the divine essence of what you choose to manifest. The crystal will help you do it. Remember that stones are vibrational tools. I love crystals and use them all the time in my work as a guide, working with all of you. They amplify the intentions and energies I send out to all of you. So I thought that was a great message from him. He definitely explained that crystals are amplifiers. They will amplify our intention when we're asking for help to manifest things. Remember, they come from the earth. So another way of looking at crystals too is, especially if you do a lot of spiritual work and if you're comfortable connecting with spirit guides and people on the other side, you can tap into, that as a way of manifesting goals. Now, instead of working with the higher dimension in that way, working with crystals is like the opposite. Now you're actually working with the energies of the earth and tapping into that force to help you with manifesting and healing. So it's actually a very nice way to work with both spiritual energies and earth energies and balance that. It's actually very shamanic. If you're familiar with shamanic practices, shamans, not only do they work with the higher dimension, but they also work with nature as well. So you're kind of stepping a little bit into the shamanic world, working with crystals. Okay. I mentioned before that there's a very simple way that I like to work with crystals. So let me explain how I like to work with crystals, and this will get you started. I have a poster here, which I've shared before, actually in a previous video, of the chakra system. Most people today are familiar with the chakras, but if you're not, go ahead and Google that. There's lots and lots of information about the chakras. But I've been referencing this poster for many, many years, and it's very simple. What I do is I follow this guide as far as what the chakras represent and their colors, and then that's how I use the crystals. So basically, the chakra system, that's our energy system. We have 7 main chakras that run the length of our spine, the root chakra at the bottom up to the crown at the top, and each one governs a different aspect of our being. And so you can use crystals the exact same way. So for example, going from red to violet, red stones will help the root chakra and anything that the root chakra governs. I would add to that actually red and black stones. So onyx, I have black tourmaline here. This is shungite. Black stones also will work with the root chakra. The heart chakra, in addition to green and green stones, you can also use pink. This is rose quartz. Pink stones are really good, working with heart chakra related issues. And then the crown at the top, that would be violet. And not only are stones like amethyst good for that, but also white stones like this is selenite, or clear stones as well. So that's kind of a really quick overview of how I work with them. But remember, I said you want to work with your intuition. So if you get a different feel as you're working with crystals and you want to work with them in a different way, that's fine. You can use a guidebook like I have here, the Crystal Bible on the table. But I have to say, most guidebooks like this, they don't have every crystal in them. And they do give you a good overview of different ways that you can work with crystals. So it can get you started if you're brand new working with it, but it can be very overwhelming. And if you start looking at different guidebooks, guess what's going to happen? You're going to see different information. It's going to be contradictory, and it can just end up discouraging you, and then you don't want to work with the crystals. So I suggest, that's fine if you want to look at a couple of books, but ultimately get comfortable developing a relationship with the crystals and work with your intuition. Okay? All right, so what I'd like to do next is just share with you a really quick exercise using this clear quartz egg-shaped crystal. And here's something that you can try at home too if you're wanting to work on your clairvoyance and open up your spiritual gifts, especially to work more with crystals. You can use crystals to do that, as I said. So this is a little trick that I learned from a shaman that I've been studying with for the last 10 years. He loves working with crystals too. And what you can do is, it's best to do this in a dark room, but you can practice developing your third eye and your clairvoyance to see auras. So you can do this with yourself, or you can do this with another person. So what you can do is go in front of a mirror, darken the room. You might want to even do it at night. And you can also do this with another person. So you can stand in front of the mirror or stand in front of a person and then hold that crystal up so that now you're gazing at the crystal, and you can see that person behind you. And then just relax your gaze and see if you can start to see their aura. See if you see some colors or some movement, and see if you can detect the aura, either, again, yourself in front of a mirror or another person. And this is a wonderful exercise. You can take the crystal away, see what you see, put the crystal back. Do that a few times for a few minutes, and keep practicing, and see if that helps you to develop your spiritual gifts. So again, use the crystals. Use the crystals to help you do that. Okay, before I close this video, what I'd like to do is do a quick demonstration of utilizing the chakras and the crystals, corresponding crystals. And what I did was I set a figure of a human being here on the table, and I have 7 crystals that represent the 7 chakras here. So what I'd like to do is end this video with a little healing for you to align and cleanse and balance your chakras. So I'm actually going to ask Alan to do that for you and see if you can feel the healing energy through the video. He loves crystals, like I say, he loves doing healing work. So I'm going to ask for Alan Rickman, the British actor who died in 2016. Alan, would you please come forward and energize these 7 pyramid-shaped crystals on this human figure to clear and balance and energize the chakra system for all of the viewers of today's video, all in the highest and best way. Thank you. Now just relax and see if you can feel the energy. I can feel him. I can feel him working. I can feel the change in the room. I'm actually feeling that in my own body. I'm especially feeling it around my third eye. Yeah, thank you, Alan. Thank you. Very, very kind of you to do that. So I hope that you felt that. I love working with crystals too. It's a very simple way of doing healing work, and as I said before too, tapping into the energy of the earth and using earth energies to help us. So I hope that you enjoyed that video. I hope that you got some inspiration from this, and you'll start working with crystals. Please definitely stay tuned for the upcoming videos. I'll talk more about what I have here on the table and share some additional techniques for clearing the crystals, for using them for protection, and for going a little bit further with healing and goal manifesting. So in the meantime, if you have any questions, please feel free to comment below or email me at Sonya@SonyaWhiteJaguar.com. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.